Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning the story of John the Baptist and Christ and show you that this is not something that is taking place on the outside, but this is something that is taking place on the inside. If you understand that the Bible is a book of mind science, therefore you must understand the Bible metaphysically, esoterically, and psychologically. You must come to the understanding that from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, that it's all a great psychological drama. So here it is showing you a drama of your higher self and your lower self, and how your lower self, which is this physical self, having first of all been birthed through the water birth, that you would become intellectual, and that intellectual self of you wouldn't really know the true God, our Savior, our Redeemer, until a certain time of your life. So it is saying that John came before Jesus, and he was the forerunner of Jesus. Now, most people believe that Jesus is a man who existed 2,000 years ago, but that is not true. And that is why I omitted Jesus from my Bible, which is this Bible, the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomers Bible, for you to understand how magical you are and how magical this book is, and how magic is just speaking about miracle. And you can become so miraculous if you understand who you are. So it is saying to you that there is a part of you that is limited, and there's a part of you that is limitless. So the mystics, they are dramatizing their experience. And so they say that John came before Christ, and that John was the forerunner, and John was baptizing with water. You realize that most of the body is water, and you've been baptized when you are in your mother's womb, being surrounded by water, and a water bag have to burst for you to have this physical world, experience in this physical world as John the Baptist, living in your intellectual self, thinking that things you hear from others is true knowing, believing that things you read is true knowing, and not knowing that true knowing is experiential. You must have the experience. And so it is saying to you, it is only when John come into contact with Christ, his higher self, that he would realize that Christ, his higher self, must increase, while John, the lower self, the intellectual self, must decrease. And so when you start to understand the element of earth, wind, water, and fire, then you will understand why when a woman is giving birth, there's heavy breathing, okay? And the water bag, as I mentioned before, and the body is earth. And the pain or the emotion represents the fire. Well, when it comes to the spiritual birth, the birth from above, where you come into your Christ consciousness, you will experience also the wind, the unearthly wind. You will also experience the water, and you will also experience the fire. That's why you will ascend like a fiery being, and you will come out of your skull and understand the virgin birth story, and also understand the death, burial, and resurrection. You will understand all these things, and that is why you'll be able to open up Matthew chapter 3, the way how I am opening up to show you this wasn't two men having an experience by a river. Okay? Jordan is just a geographical place, but every geographical place is a psychological place in mind, because you are the perceiver, beholding the perception. So when you do not understand the Bible psychologically, you will think that it is secular history. So whenever you read about John, okay, the one in the wilderness and the voice in the wilderness, you will always be a voice in the wilderness until you come to your true self, your higher self, till you awake out of the dream to know that this life is just a dream. So John, as in John the Baptist, and Jesus Christ is your lower self and your higher self. Your physical self, your outer physical self, and your non-physical self. And when your non-physical self behold your physical self, you would realize who is greater. And you will give respect and honor to him that is greater. So, my brother, my sisters, stop looking on the outside for a savior, our Lord, our master. And do not read the Bible and interpret the Bible the way the theologians and the clergy want you to believe that it is secular history. It is not. It is all psychological. So, my brother, my sisters, I would encourage you to go in Matthew chapter 3 and read it. And you get a better understanding of it. And that is why it's very important to get a Bible like this, that is giving you just a short excerpt of what these Jama, what they really referring to in every book of the Bible. That's what I did. So when you get this Bible, you will get just a short synopsis of what it's really all about. Just to really help you to know that you're not reading secular history. That is all psychological. Okay, that is all taking place within. So, my brother, my sisters, do not look on the outside for any savior. The savior is within you. Get in touch with your higher self, which is your imaginative, creative self, the self of you whereby all things are possible. And you will discover that the savior in you is actually your imagination in terms of your awareness of being. You discover that the life in you itself is God. So therefore, do not think that you're a human trying to be spiritual. Instead, you're a spirit having a human experience. John must decrease, while Christ must increase. That's the story of your life. That is your biography. It has nothing to do with a man dipping another man down in water. Okay? You will experience the water boat, and you will also experience the boat of fire. Okay? That's what it's really all about, my brothers and my sisters. And the time will come when you will also experience the dove, which means you will experience unconditional love. You will know that the greatest thing you could do in this world is to love yourself, believe in yourself, and embrace yourself. Because the self of man is God. That is why that's the first and greatest commandment. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on and on. But I'm going to come to a close, and I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and you'd like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. And if you want to grab a hold of my work, all of the links are down below. You can get my Bible and you can get my books. Also, you can get my Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously course. You can be a part of my Patreon community. You can get my merch, whatever you desire. I'd encourage you after you finish listening to this video to check out all of the links that are down below and let your intuition lead you and guide you in what to do. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I just want to say peace. Love you all. Out.